We're set and action, Harrison.
There's of course only one movie star who goes by that name, and that's Harrison Ford. We know him best as Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but for this week's all-time classic, we'll check out one of his spookier films, What Lies Beneath. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, it tells the story of a woman who believes she's seeing ghosts and is slowly losing her mind. The film became a big hit and can be found in the top 5 highest-grossing horror movies of all time. It wasn't particularly innovative, though, as there are a lot of cliches like falling pictures, self-closing doors, and scary people in mirrors. Instead, the movie's real strength comes from Zemeckis' directing style.
You got to do two things always, like how do we make, like talk about camera, for example, how do we do this in a stylish way, but we have to be true to the story. We can't sacrifice that for style. But then, if we're telling the story clearly, then what can we do to make it interesting? What can we do to make it a little more terrifying? So yeah, those are the discussions we have all the time.
And Tim. And action!
What Lies Beneath is considered by many to be an homage to Alfred Hitchcock, as director Robert Zemeckis shamelessly borrowed Hitchcock's trademark suspense-building tricks.
He's made some, like Psycho is a masterpiece. But no, he's a human. He's a human. He's a director. I mean, some of his stuff is wonderful, and some of it is kind of clunky. But he's someone who wrote a lot of the language of these types of films.
Zemeckis, Bob, has acknowledged his debt to, or his inspiration from Hitchcock. And Hitchcock, I think what he's talking about there is a kind of visual tension that is part of the language of filmmaking.
One funny fact is that this film was shot during a production break of another Zemeckis classic, Castaway. That movie was shot in 2 pieces, as Tom Hanks had to lose a lot of weight. So while he was starving himself, Robert kept busy by making What Lies Beneath in between. The final result is a cool movie that admittedly got mixed reviews from the press. But audiences loved it when it was released, and it definitely deserves a place in the ranks of our all-time classics.
Have a great time.